So here was the plan. Load up a sturdy bike and a single wheel trailer with everything I need to survive on the road. Tent, sleeping bag, all my food, all my cooking stuff, clothes. Surfboard, wetsuit in the trailer, panniers, the whole lot. Get it all ready, cycle down my drive, turn right, go up the hill. From there, cycle up the west coast of Cornwall, through Devon, into Wales, around the whole of Wales. Take a little bit of a shortcut to cut out Cumbria and the rest of it by going up through the Inner Hebrides, all the way up to the north coast of Scotland, then round, east coast of Scotland, east coast of England, all the way down to the southeast, south coast, back to my darling Cornwall, up the hill, back to my drive in however many years' time that would take. I must admit, I did think about completing it in one go. I thought that would be pretty epic. And it would be pretty epic. I'd get torrents of likes and comments on Instagram. I'd get adoration from strangers on the internet. Maybe I'd get adoration from strangers on the street. I'd also probably come back to a divorce from my wife and estrangement from my children. So I'm not sure if that would balance out the dopamine hits of Instagram likes and comments. I once went to Mexico for 3 weeks when my son was 1 year old, and I cried every day for the last week of that trip. So that didn't go well for me either, let alone them. So I'm not going to go in one go. I'm going to split it up into stages. Going to go ride for a week or maybe 2 weeks. Get to a predetermined spot. Leave the trailer. Leave the surfboard there. Ride the bike to the nearest train station. Get the train back to Penzance. And then start again where I left off. And do maybe 2 or 3, 4 of these a year, so that I can continue being a husband and a father, and I can not be miserable and lonely for months on the road, all in the aspiration to do something amazing in one go. You know, I'm not climbing Everest, I'm just cycling a bike around the UK, but ambitious still, but I'm doing it in a way that I can still have my family when I get home. But before we go any further, here's a little bit of info on me. For those that don't know, I've had the wild privilege of being a professional surfer for most of my adult life, most of my 20s at least. I spent a lot of that time not necessarily doing competitions, but doing free surf trips all around the planet. Lots of warm countries, Australia, Mexico, California. I spent a lot of time surfing amazing waves, working with really talented photographers and videographers, partying quite a lot, living quite hedonistic, indulgent life, writing some stories about my trips along the way. I've also been a lifeguard through that time, and for the last 5 years I've been a beach lifeguard at my local beach. And I'm a writer, a storyteller. I write poems. That's been my main form of creative outlet for most of my life. I was also the editor of a surf magazine for a couple of years. So yeah, I've done lots, but I've led a charmed life thus far. Haven't really been too far out of my comfort zone either. I still do get that itch to travel, but just not the jet setting of my 20s, not just jumping on a plane and flying across the other side of the world. That doesn't motivate me or interest me at all really anymore. So when the idea to cycle and surf around the whole of Britain popped into my head, it couldn't have felt more perfect. You know, I'm ready for an adventure again, but I want it to be something a little bit more meaningful than the adventures I had in my 20s. So here I am, about to set off on the adventure of a lifetime, I hope. A heady combination of surfing new waves, the open road in front of me,
Fucking cunt.
old friends, hopefully. Matt Travis is here. Some new friends, lots of new friends I expect. sunsets, sunrises, the wind in my face. Freewheeling freedom. Little did this smiling, happy-go-lucky version of myself know that he'd made a terrible, terrible mistake.
I feel fucked.
Let's find out what.
Here we are, morning of the trip.
I just want to jump in here and say how bloody hard it is to make a video. This is my first time doing it, and I basically just didn't film enough. I was just kind of swearing and sweating instead of thinking about what would be required to make this video a success. But then it's all part of the learning curve, you know. Hopefully we'll film a lot more next time, and we'll feel a lot more comfortable doing this, holding a camera and talking to it. So yeah, I just wanted to flag that at the start and apologize. There's going to be some voiceovers, and the whole video, the whole trip, that first stage was really, really difficult. And especially this first day, which this video is about. But I just didn't really film any of that. Filmed a couple of bits, but they don't fully illustrate the pain, both physically and psychologically, that I was going through. So hopefully in trips to come, I'll go through more pain and I can video the pain, and you can see the pain on my face instead of me having to do a voiceover or film another video telling you how much pain I was in after the fact. So yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the video. I apologize for my lack of skills. I hope the skills come to me as the videos go on. I'm sure they will. But yeah, enjoy the rest of it. And I'm sorry there's not more pain for you.
Just starting to pack, and some last minute repairs on the hitch. Trying to make that a bit more solid. It was moving around before, so I've got some new shims in there. Wondering how I'm going to pack everything. The one time I have done a cycle surf mission before, we ended up having to ditch loads of stuff after day one because we realised how badly we'd overpacked. So I'm going to try and avoid making that mistake this time. Here's the board for the trip. I picked it up from Hugh at Boss Surfboards yesterday. 6'8", twin fin. Hopefully a super versatile board which will serve me in small, big, onshore, offshore, weak, powerful waves. Got lots of fin options, or at least a twin fin and then a single fin box as well, which isn't something I'm usually a fan of, but this board has got versatility as its number one design focus, so I'm hoping that that it can just tick as many boxes as possible. Part of that is riding it as a single fin potentially. But yeah, there we go. It's a beautiful morning to set off. I'm really excited. So I was just about to set off from my house, and the hitch is still playing up. I thought I had a solution to the dodgy shim that I've got because it doesn't quite fit my seat post. I tried to get the correct shim from a bike shop that I paid them, and then I'd ordered some other things and they came, but the shim didn't come, and then yeah, a whole drama that's resulted in me not having the right thing for the hitch. And I thought it wouldn't matter that much, but it really does. Every time I start riding, this goes off center, and when this goes off center, the whole trailer is on the wonk and becomes really hard to ride. So I'm going to try and fix it now. But yeah, super frustrating because everything's set up and good to go, and I was excited to hit the road, but not too much of a problem, I hope. I'll try and fix it now. I've just fixed it, I think. I've had the moral support of mother, auntie and uncle, and managed to sort it out. A bit of a scare there. Got a little bit sad for a moment or two, but we're back. And I think we're good to go, so I'm going to set off. Off we go. Cycling down my driveway. Got my Wahoo making noises in the background, and I'm going to turn right. And when I come back here with this trailer and board, I'm going to come from up the hill. Or ride up the hill rather. Maybe in 5 years' time, don't know how long. But yeah, looking forward to the adventure. Mother's coming with me, she's going to the shops in St Just now, so she's going to chaperone me for the first bit of this ride. Barely 5 miles from home. I had to stop more than once a mile to sort the hitch out. Still not working. So I'm feeling pretty deflated right now. I'm going to try and do a fix with a can of Sprite. I have moral support though. Moral support. You. Hello, darling. So yeah, see how we go. I'm going to try and cut up a can of Sprite and make it into a makeshift shim. Yeah. So this is what I'm doing. Making these to pack this out better so it doesn't slip. This is one of the most beautiful roads in the whole country, I think. And it's about 5 miles from my house. So we're getting the good stuff in early. Although I've stopped about 10 times already. Stop again here. Off we go. Up ahead on the hill there is Watchcroft and the ruins of a mine called Garden Mine. Watchcroft is the highest point in Penwith, which is where I live. I've been having a lot of issues with my trailer, that's why I've been stopping. The hitch, the shim for the hitch doesn't fit, and I thought I could bodge it, but I can't, so just made my repairs with a Sprite can. Seems to be okay for now. And I've ordered a proper shim. It's all a learning curve, especially for me because I'm starting at zero. But I'm enjoying this beautiful day, this beautiful road. I had such mixed feelings this first day of riding. It was so beautiful, and I was in a part of Cornwall that I know really well and really love. But that trailer was so annoying. Having to stop every kilometre or so to realign it, get my tools out, was really frustrating. And honestly, the physicality of riding the bike, towing the trailer with all the stuff on, was super hardcore. It was way harder than I anticipated, even though I have done that one trip before, but that was a few years ago, and obviously I'd forgotten how hard it was. And I just don't cycle enough to have the fitness to do this easily. So yeah, there were a lot of mixed emotions. And actually, that's probably not accurate. They weren't necessarily mixed. They were just negative
90% negative, which was hard to cope with. I had a lot of feelings of regret and feeling stupid about starting the whole project at all. It just felt so unlikely that I was going to be able to get around the whole country if it was going to be like this. And I didn't film a lot of that either. I know now that, as I said before, I need to get better at filming all of those things instead of doing voiceovers like this one. But that was how I was feeling, despite how absolutely stunning this road is. We just cycled past Carn Galva there, which is a beautiful hike, and Old Mine, and a climbing centre at Besigren there. That's the view north to Zena Hill in the distance. And I'm just about to hit Zena Hill and struggle to climb up it and feel sad and very tired. I'll hand it over to that sad, tired Mike now. Yo, guy, it's hard work. The hitch is still playing silly buggers with me, and it doesn't make climbing the hills any easier. Not that I think it would be easy if the hitch was fine. I think it's doable. I don't think there's going to be many hills that I can't do, so I'm going to straighten out the hitch and crack on again. So yeah, I'm quite glum there, and it's all proving very tricky. I love this collection of farm buildings, by the way, EU boy. There was always a dog just up round the corner that would lie in the road, one of those scary farm dogs that like to bite the tyres of moving vehicles. Not there anymore, but I remember him well, always hoping that I wouldn't smush his head into the ground underneath my tyres. He just used to sit up there. But yeah, finding it difficult, day one, thinking, you're a stupid idiot, Michael. Stay at home with your family. Don't do stupid things and tell people you're going to cycle around the whole country. Here's the Gurnard's Head, a lovely bit of dinner if you're on the coast road. And here's me pulling in to sort out my stupid trailer again. It does get better than this, and I do cheer up. But yeah, a bit glum. So I'm going to leave you with some gorgeous video of the coast road and some music from Frankie. Enjoy a couple of minutes of freewheeling freedom. Thought I'd just stop here on the outskirts of St Ives. The hills I've just done were absolutely brutal, but I think that's going to be the name of the game for the whole trip, so this is good training, this is it. And in the distance there is Gwithian, where I'm heading. That's kind of the stretch there, I think Gwithian's up in the corner over there. And this is kind of like the edge of where I'm most familiar with. Behind us there in the moors is where I grew up. Spent a lot of time in St Ives as well, but it's kind of the edge, the rest of the country. I grew up in the very far west of Cornwall, and this is kind of the start of the rest of
this island, so it's exciting. My part of Cornwall is very hilly. It's nice to be in Hale, flat road. My GPS is still shouting at me because I've taken a shortcut. I knew this would be really hard. That's kind of why I did it. I don't know if I entirely appreciated how hard it was going to be. Which at first few climbs filled me with a sense of dread. Why the fuck am I putting myself through this level of pain, being out of my comfort zone? But then a few miles ago, it kind of filled me with a sense of power and anticipation and just general positivity. To be fair, the positivity came when I was flying along a gentle decline, not fucking sweating bullets climbing a hill. But I'm feeling positive. It's going to be fucking hard, but it's going to be good as well. Here we are. First setup of the trip. My darling mother brought me my longboard for the contest tomorrow. I'll have to think how I'm going to get it home somehow, perhaps via my darling mother again. I'm all set up. My support crew are here. Also, Matt Travis is here. #1 support crew. Brought camping chairs. Follow van, yeah. So yeah, good to go. I'm very tired, but I feel good.
We can go anywhere, we'll just drive into the sun. Forget about everything, we'll just leave it all behind.
Come on. Come on.
Let's try a long time. Let's go until we can't go.
I can't do it.